Welcome to the Roofing Business Growth Circle with Jacques Skuteeki, the go-to 15-minute power session for roofers who want more profit, better projects, and marketing that actually works. In each episode, you'll hear fast, practical ideas from real roofers and suppliers that can plug straight into your business and grow your bottom line. Now, get ready to level up your roofing business with your host, Jacques Skuteeki.
Welcome to the Roofing Business Growth Circle, the insider advantage for roofers who want to get found, get calls, and get clients. If you're a roofer who wants to run a smarter, more profitable business without hype or fluff, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Today, I have the honor of inviting Poulomi, P-O-U-L-O-M-I, correct? Poulomi?
That's right.
And Poulomi has spent 17 years building growth and operational systems for global and small brands. She worked with brands that everybody knows: L'Oreal, Johnson & Johnson, Ogilvy, Bose, Vodafone, and even Louis Vuitton. Across brand strategy, marketing operations, and digital transformation. That's the key word. Today, she works with service businesses, founders who are stretched thin. They're running out of time, I guess, and doing too much manually. Her background is business, not tech. So everything she builds for everybody is thought through the lens of what drives revenue, saves time, and frees up capacity. Poulomi, welcome.
Thank you so much, Jacques, and thanks for having me on the show.
It's an honor. So tell me a little bit what happened. What happened in your career? What was a turning point? You say, wait a minute here. This is what I want to do. When did that happen and why?
Oh, it's very interesting because, as you mentioned, my background is in business, operations, strategy. And I was actually on maternity leave. I had two kids back to back. And when I came back to work, ChatGPT had taken off and everybody is using ChatGPT. And I saw two things right away. First of all, my old way of working was not going to cut it anymore. People just wanted to do everything with AI. And secondly, is that when they were using AI, they were doing it completely wrong. It's just like copy, paste, quick output. It was hurting their businesses. They spent more time getting AI to create something that matched what they did, and everything was still manual. So I went on a mission to do this the right way, build the systems that work specifically for a business. So AI actually gives you something usable and does the work for you. That's how all of this started.
Love it. Love it. So our audience are home repair services, specifically roofers. And in your opinion, what are their main challenges right now when they're running their business?
One of the biggest things, Jacques, for a service businesses, even roofing businesses, is that people get into it because they love the work. But every business has other tasks coming with it, following up with people, sending emails, explaining the same thing, writing proposals, creating content. And these systems are still all manual or spread across in multiple ways, very ad hoc. And the roofers, they're drowning in multiple tasks, which they're still doing manually. And these tasks are taking up so much of their time that they're spending less time on what they actually love to do. Imagine if we could take on more projects if they had an extra AI system running all of these. So I'm very motivated to show business owners how that works, how the roofers, so that they can get back to what they actually love to do.
And making their team more productive, right?
Absolutely, because if you have AI running all of this, you save up so much time and also the mental load of doing all this stuff that you don't want to do, but you still have to do.
So this is not about firing people and hiring less people for your organization. This is more about optimizing your operations, making it more efficient, and also having more of a peace of mind when you're running your business.
Absolutely. So I never recommend to fire people because if you have people that already know your business, then they are an asset. But imagine if they are taking 8 hours to do something, and instead of that, they take 2 hours, that give them 6 more hours to do something extra in your business. It can help you grow without hiring, but that again depends on the kind of work that you're automating because you still need to have a human in the loop in 2026. AI is not fully automated. I believe in having a person checking all the output, reviewing it. There is, a lot of depth and experience. So you need that. But potentially, yes, you can increase the productivity of the whole business by 5 to 10 times if you build a system like that.
Love it, love it. So, what are the solutions? We talked about the challenges. We started talking a little bit about the solutions. So, how would that work?
I think first of all is looking at it in a different way because a lot of people get very confused and overwhelmed by AI and like which AI tool do I use? But first you have to look at your business. You don't have to be an expert in AI. You have to look at your business and see what is taking time, what is still very manual, why is it difficult to scale, and then think of those operations and then think which AI systems that can actually solve that. Because the way AI works is that it has to understand your business, your guardrails, how you run your business, what your business is about, which tools do you use, and then bring it all together. So it's a kind of an entire infrastructure. And when you build infrastructure, you have to think of the problem first and then find the solution to fix it.
So what are the steps then when you start implementing? So what do you there's different areas in a business, right, that we can use AI to create automation. So what are specific examples, for example? What are 3 or 4 areas where AI can be implemented to save time and be more productive?
AI can be implemented in almost every function in your business. But I think for a roofer, some of the biggest time consuming things would be operations, managing the work on a day-to-day basis. Then, generating and following up with leads, even delivering with, proposals and emails to clients. So, creating content, that's also a big one, right? So you want to stay visible, and Jacques, you're in digital marketing, and so many things that you need to create content for to make that marketing work for you. So all of this you can do with AI, but the best part is it's not about doing them isolated. It's about building that foundation first. So one conversation or one document can feed 5 different things at the same time because your AI system is pulling in the whole data together to create everything that needs to be done across all of these systems.
Wow. Wow. That's that's it's
If you
very
want, I can give you an example which can make it like in
yeah,
terms of roofers,
please do.
how it could work. So imagine a roofer goes to do like a recce or something, talk to a client, right? And now he has that conversation. Now he comes back and he gives AI that data. What AI does is based on the notes and the conversation, it creates a proposal, it writes an email, it creates content just from 2 pieces of document, right? And then it adds the person in the CRM, writes the next steps. Everything is done just by saying, this is my new potential client, and this is the transcript. And that's it. And AI can do that because it has that context, because it's like a trained project manager in your team, which knows exactly what to. So you don't have to go and say, give a prompt and say, do this and do this. No, you say one command, add this, and that's it. It can do all.
What's very different about this conversation is that you are not a technical person. You understand, we always think of when we talk with a roofer saying, okay, what is your sales cycle? And every roofer that does the same end product, that offers the same end product, they all have a different sales cycle because they have different beliefs. They have a comfort. They have a comfort in how they operate the lead, right? They believe that we got to do A, B, C, D. And for example, I always think about roofers. You got different type of roofers. Some of the roofers, they only believe in paid ads. Other roofers, they hate paid ads. They only want to do networking. They get in their Batmobile and they network like crazy. They go golfing. They go to the breakfast meetings for the Chamber of Commerce. They do nonprofits. They do all kinds of stuff. They're all over the place, right? And depending on your belief, your customer journey, your sales cycle will be different. And what's nice about you is that your experience is really in marketing, but how to implement something called AI in your personal customer journey that you believe works for you and has been working for you for 5, 10, 20 years, right? And what's nice about AI, then it allows you to have more time to think, because every business owner has got a bunch of new ideas in their mind. I can do this differently. I want to try this. I want to try that. But they're limited because they're all over the place. They have too much. I always say they have ADD, not because they have ADD. They have ADD because they're juggling too much stuff, too much. But they have all these ideas that they want to try this, they want to do that. But AI allows the business owner now to get relief, to have more time, and also have people on their staff, on their payroll, on their staff, on their team that can help them implement these new ideas. And I think AI can liberate them from the boring stuff and focus more on what they really like, is to sell roofing jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about all of these ideas, imagine your AI knows you so well that you wake up in the morning, you're scribbling your 10 ideas, and you just give it to AI and say, structure these out for me. And because it knows how your business is running, it can actually evaluate pros and cons of each, how much it fits you, and how you can develop them to be a proper offer or a proper service that you can actually offer, right? So it helps a lot in the clarity and strategy as well. It's a true thinking partner, because if you need to create, before that, you need to validate if this is something is going to work. And that you can do based on the content and the data you have already fed it, right? I brainstorm so much with AI, and when it's like, okay, this seems good, now go ahead and create. Now it's going and creating my sales page, my landing page, my content, my invoices, proposals, emails, everything, right? So it's both strategizing, analyzing, creating, optimizing. As you said, it really depends on how your business runs. And that is why customization is so important.
Yeah. And it's also mindset. You need to have the mindset to accept this shift in how you do things. I mean, if you want to cling to the past and how you were doing things for the last 5 or 10 years, AI will not be as efficient in helping you automate. And it's not about automate. I mean, yeah, we use the word automation, but I don't think it's really proper to use the word automation. I think it's really saying, how do we optimize what we need to do? Let's optimize that. It doesn't need to take 6 hours. It could maybe take only 2 hours. So we're optimizing our operations, and that's freeing up time to do other things that are important for the business to grow.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't have to be automated. It can simply be something like you give your AI 10 tasks to do, and you get on a sales call, and your AI does all of that in the background. So when you go back, all you do is review and edit.
Well, we sell an AI chatbot, and her name is Chanel, and the chatbot goes on your website, and we always say the biggest advantage of Chanel, she doesn't eat, she doesn't sleep, she's never sick. She's there 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Can you imagine having somebody like that in your organizations that's supporting your sales and marketing effort? Oh yeah, we love the idea of a Chanel, and that's a little bit what you're sharing with me, right? You just give her what it has to do. Everything's been programmed, or everything has been set up. And then, do you do any spot checks?
Sorry, what do you mean by
A spot check meaning, okay, once the system is up and running, do you need to check once a month, once a week, or once every 6 months? Because maybe she makes mistakes, or maybe you got to fine tune. You decided that I don't want to do it this way, but I wanted to do it that way.
Yes. So it's not a question of mistakes. AI will only, because the system is set in a very, very structured way. So there are certain guardrails about how it can and cannot do, and what data it pulls from. But a business is constantly evolving, it's changing. There are new clients coming in, new projects that you are doing. So you need to give all that fresh data to your AI as well and make sure that it is pulling from the latest context. So there is a monthly maintenance involved so that your AI is most up to date on what you have done. Like every 2 months or so, I mostly change businesses' context files, the context that the AI is pulling from, because something has changed or something new has happened that has never happened before, right? Or something has not been very optimal for example, this comes mostly in terms of content, because the output of content is a little bit debatable. When it's operations, it's like, do this, create an Excel sheet, do this. It's more or less straightforward. When it comes to content, I don't exactly like it in this way. I like it a little bit more that way. Then we get the latest content that you have created, which you approve, feed that back into AI, and then it has the latest, freshest data.
So I think pretty much we did we talk about future trends here?
No, not yet.
Okay, so I was yeah. So what does the future look like then?
I think the biggest shift coming in business, and it applies to contractors and roofers as well, is businesses who have systems and businesses who don't. Because still a lot of traditional businesses operate ad hoc. They have their Excel sheet somewhere, their Google Drive somewhere, and someone is copy pasting manually. But there are a small group of businesses who are creating a very structured system around it and adding some amount of automation like estimates, instant lead responses, connecting their operations. When this group becomes the norm, becomes the regular, whoever is not using these systems are going to fall behind. Just imagine, you go and meet a homeowner and you do an inspection and you say, okay, I'll send you a quote. Now, there is one roofer who takes 2 days to send the quote or forgets about it or forgets to follow up. And one roofer sends a proposal in 20 minutes, follows up in a few days, leads that conversation with the client and closes the deal. Because this is also customer expectations and customer experience. So you have to be agile. You have to be, give a good experience to the client so that they come back and they refer you. But if you are all over the place, your systems are all over the place, then you're not going to be able to do that.
Love it. And that's the future. Get your act together.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, right? AI makes this accessible. It's not just about big businesses. It makes it accessible for small businesses in a way that it has never been before. We never had this kind of a tech. We had the internet, yes, and that was already a big thing. But now you can be a solo contractor and have 10 AI employees working for you. You can have 50 AI employees doing everything for you, right? And there are one-person businesses making millions right now because they get so much more done. So why are we still staying manual?
Because we don't know that we don't know.
It's one way of looking at it, for sure.
And maybe we love our bad habits. We don't know they're bad. It's our comfort zone. We're comfortable in that. We don't want to get out of that comfort zone. We don't want to learn. And I think those are the reasons, right? But then your competition is just grabbing your business, is grabbing your clients.
Yeah, absolutely. They are the future.
So, this being said, do you have an offer for an audience? Is there something that you can share with them so they can find out a little bit more about what you do? Or, tell me more.
Sure. So I can offer two things. One is I have an AI operating system blueprint, which they can download for free. And it lays out the whole architecture, how it works, how it will help their businesses. So it's very good to get an initial idea when you read through it, to understand how a system like this could work. And secondly is the action step, right? So for an action step, I would be happy to offer a free consultation to your audience, to whoever wants to understand where their biggest gaps are, to have a conversation about their business and explore if there are AI systems that could actually fix these loopholes, these breaks for them.
Well, thank you. So what's going to happen is that this recording, below this recording, there will be a link and they can click on that link. And that link is in the gift vault because it's precious. And then when they click on that link, then they can just fill out the information there so they can connect with you and get your freebie.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your insight. This has been like really resourceful. It gives us a different perspective on how to position AI. And you are just a fabulous guest on our show. And I'm so blessed that you are able to show up and really empower people to have an understanding that there are different ways, there are different tools out there that can make them more competitive and make them more profitable. And thank you so much again for taking part
Absolutely.
of our podcast. So
Thank you
before
so
you,
much for having me.
oh, it's a pleasure. Before you go, if you're a roofer, if you're a roofing contractor or roofing business owner, and today's episode hit close to home, make sure you subscribe to the Roofing Business Growth Circle podcast or check out our YouTube channel. Each week, we share practical strategies to help you grow profits, build better systems, and run a roofing business that doesn't depend on you every single day. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Thank you so much, Poulomi, and have a great day.
If you're serious about winning, don't stop here. Visit roofingbusinessgrowthcircle.com and unlock our resource vault featuring valuable free tools, guides, and resources from our guest speakers. Listen to more episodes of the podcast and book a Beat Your Competition strategy call with Jacques. Until next time, keep raising the bar in your roofing business.